So finally, Kumiko makes her grand escape, and my theory might be a little messed up, but might still work. So I just finished the 13th episode of So I'm a Spider, So What, and pretty solid episode. We had Kumiko, like I said, finally escape the labyrinth, even though it seems like she's trying to be pulled back in. She's the, I try to get out and they pull me back in kind of aspect with her, as her mother is trying to command her to return to the labyrinth, and she disobeys it using one of her skills, and looks like she's sending armies of spiders to go get her, and Kumiko's having to fight them and eat them. She also was she noted like some battling humans and decided to ignore them, and when she wanted to go into a town, she decided that she's going to need to get a humanoid form, and she has an evolution that she can do that will give her a torso of it, but I'm not quite sure if that's going to be one of those cases of like a standard humanoid spider where the lower half is a spider body. I'm not sure if that's going to work over well with the villagers, but it's obviously what she's planning on doing in order to get that to work out. But yeah, I watched the opening again. I really, I, I want to. I want to see what's the visuals and the cool music and everything, and I shouldn't have because unless it's just kind of throwing misdirection, it technically spoils something going to be happening, which really does bug me because now I have that in my head and I can't get it out. But like I said, it could be a misdirection. I've talked about the possibility of this writer doing a lot of misdirection before. But no, it kind of ended with her actually sending her other minds to go fight their mother. And I'm curious if that's going to be a catalyst to what I've talked about before about the splitting. And because my theory is all the people around, and including the demon lord herself in the future, is different inner personifications of Kumiko. Because I mean, I didn't mention this last time, but yeah, you can obviously note that one of the people that's around the demon lord has the same hair as her. So my theory still kind of holds, and I'm wondering if this will be the start of that. Her sending her different personas, her minds into her mother. Her mother's obviously not super weak. I'm wondering if her mother is going to, at that point, take control of one of them. I mean, the Demon Lord could end up being, you know, the mother taking over one of these personas or her abilities or whatever. So it's very interesting. It's leaving that possibility of that being a thing. Like my theory of her split personas being different beings. So yeah, she could easily probably overcome them and then just control them and use them in her army going forward. Which again, anyways, that be. The only other thing we really had is that Shun, along with other people, were having a big meeting. The elves came over to visit the kingdom. The king and his sons were meeting there and all talking about the war that's coming up and training Shun. I was very surprised that Philmos didn't speak up at that point. Like I said before, obviously she is not going to want Shun to level up because she said not to. So she obviously knows something, and she doesn't want that to happen. So we'll see if she possibly speaks up later. They did note the girl that was with Shun was a half elf, and I don't know if that means that they're untrustworthy, but obviously untrustworthy because we see her in a room with Hugo and this new lady that's a reincarnated as well that we don't know her identity, and Hugo has captured Kachia and Sue, so obviously they all have a plan to take out Shun. Yeah, Hugo's finally making his move on that side, which, like I've mentioned before, I really don't care. That's just a kind of a story arc that I just don't really care to see. It's obviously an easy drama beat to put on the human side of things. We'll see if that actually does anything interesting, but yeah, Hugo's bad, super bad. We'll see. We'll see what he does and if Shun can beat them. But yeah, it's nice to see. I'm happy for Kumiko at this point. She finally has sunlight. Just curious to see what the battle with Mother's going to be. Because, like I said, I don't think it's going to be as simple as her sending her inner thoughts into there and having them beat her. I think she's going to probably overcome them in some way. How that, if that means she's going to enslave them or if she's going to, I don't know, kill them. I don't think so. But we'll see. We'll see. But it's opening up some interesting possibilities. We'll see where they go from here. I guess the other thing to note is that the Elf King that was with Filmos obviously pointed out the not to trust the Church of the Word. Big shock. The church can't be trusted. Something. What story does not have a church that cannot be trusted? So we'll see if that's going to be. I'm still curious. Maybe there's a possibility that aspect is tied in with the taboo aspect and something there. Obviously, like I said, most every storytelling churches are evil, so this is probably not going to be an exception. We'll see if Yuri turns out to be brainwashed to the point that she ends up becoming a bad guy at some point. But interesting start for the next core. We have another 11 episodes to go, so possibilities are out there. We'll see where it goes from here. But I hope you guys enjoyed my impressions of episode 13, and y'all take care. I guess the only other thing of note is that the Elf King. Are you okay?